Hi everybody, my name is Elizabeth and I'm a librarian here at the LSC Tomball Community Library. Welcome back to a very special edition of Baking is Making, where today we are going to be doing some baking, but we're also going to be doing a lot of other stuff. And that's because as delicious as food is on its own, it always tastes best when it's shared with friends and family. And because of that, my friends here at the Tomball Library Adult Services Department have been kind enough to share some of their favorite recipes with me and also with you to create a kind of digital potluck party that we can all enjoy together. Because of that, all of the recipe portions of this video are going to be fairly condensed to keep it from being a feature-length film. But never fear, if any of these recipes catch your eye, just check the description in the bottom of the video and you'll be able to access a digital recipe booklet with all of the recipes you see here, along with detailed ingredients and instructions for you to follow. So with that in mind, sit back, relax, and enjoy the party. No party in my family is complete without my mom's salsa. The original recipe was actually my grandmother's, who taught my mom how to make it, who taught me how to make it, and whose salsa is actually best is hotly contested within my family. And this is because despite the fact that the ingredients, the measurements, and the preparation is exactly the same across the board, it somehow tastes completely different depending on who made it, but they are all absolutely delicious. This stuff is amazing. Obviously, it's great with tortilla chips, but it's also really versatile and great on huevos rancheros, in cowboy caviar or bean salad, and also in one of my favorite comfort foods, which is just about a cup of the stuff, some rice, and some black beans mixed together. If this were an in-person potluck, I would be very easy to find because I usually kind of hover around the snack table so that I can hoard all of the salsa for myself. But because this is not in person, I am teaching you how to make it so that you do not have to share your batch of delicious salsa. So let's get started. To make this, you will need 3 large cans of crushed and petite diced tomatoes. You just need 3 cans total, so you can choose your ratio based on how chunky you like your salsa to be. I like mine to be fairly smooth, so I used 2 cans, or an equivalent amount because they were out of the big cans at my grocery store, of crushed tomatoes and 1 can of diced tomatoes. You will also need 1 big jar, or an equivalent amount, all large receptacles were gone from my grocery store, of diced jalapenos with the pickling liquid drained. You will also need 1 large onion, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, and the juice from 1 lime. This recipe really could not be easier. Just take any ingredients that are not already in small pieces, like the onion and cilantro, and throw them into a food processor. You don't want to puree anything, but you do want to make everything homogeneous in size. While you do that, add the rest of your ingredients to the biggest mixing bowl that you have. After you've processed your other ingredients, add them too, and mix everything together. That is basically it. This recipe can be easily tweaked to accommodate your tastes, and I usually use more jalapenos than my mom's recipe calls for because I like it to be very spicy. Once you're done, call your favorite person into the kitchen and have them taste test it for you. In my family, this is an incredibly high honor, and because my cats can't eat spicy food, I'll let my boyfriend do it instead. The lime juice and salt will act as natural preservatives in this, so it should keep for a while, but you can also freeze it to use later for cooking. I've never had to do that because I always eat it within a week of making it, but I'm sure that you could. Enjoy!
Hi everyone, this is Nick with the Lone Star College Tomball Community Library, and I will be talking about this delicious quiche recipe that I know you will love. How I came across this recipe is that my friends and I were spending the night and we wanted to have this really lavish breakfast in the morning. And we had everything that you can think of, from donuts to berries to pretty much any other breakfast item you can think of. But we didn't really have anything that had any kind of protein. Everything was just very sweet and sugary. We didn't really have anything savory. And so we wanted to just throw something together last minute. And we thought, why not just make a quiche, which is just pretty much an omelet pie. And it is as simple as that. It is an omelet pie. You just scramble up some eggs, throw it in a pie tin, and then it's good in an hour. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Thank you. Hello, my name is Nick Leger, and I'm an adult program librarian at the Lone Star College Tomball Community Library, and my recipe is a quiche. This one is a ham and cheese quiche, but you can use bacon, chicken, spinach, any kind of protein or vegetable. It all goes good together. It's basically just an omelet pie. Super quick, super easy, very good. You'll love this for Sundays, and it's just a very good dish. So what you'll need is 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 stick of room temperature butter, a 1/4 cup of additional flour, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1/8 a cup of icy water for the crust. For the filling, you will need 1 cup of half and half or milk, 4 eggs slightly beaten, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, 8 slices of bacon, crisply cooked, crumbled, about 3/4 of a cup. Or you can use as much bacon as you like, or as little, or you could use, again, ham or chicken. This is all eyeballing. 1 cup of shredded Swiss or cheddar cheese, 4 ounces. I typically use 2 kinds of cheeses, so I will have cheddar as my base, and then I'll sprinkle in mozzarella and 1/4 a cup of grated Parmesan cheese, 1 tablespoon of chopped onion, the seasoning, not an actual chopped onion, unless if you would like to do so. First, you will heat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Then, combine 1 cup of all-purpose flour and 1 stick of room temperature butter in a food processor and pulse it. After the ingredients are mixed and resemble a crumbled-like texture, add the additional 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour and 1 teaspoon of sugar. Add water very slowly while mixing. If you add it too fast, it will become a very sticky mess, and it will not be more of a smooth dough. Pulse until non-sticky dough is formed. Put ball of pie crust in between 2 sheets of parchment paper with flour sprinkled on both sides in contact with the crust. Roll out flat with a rolling pin. Put parchment papers with crust still inside on top of a 9-inch glass pie plate. Remove the top sheet. Flip the parchment paper crust side down into the pie plate. Fit crust in pie plate. Remove top layer of parchment paper. In a medium bowl, mix the half and half, eggs, salt, and pepper. Set aside. Layer the bacon, cheeses, and onion in crust-lined plate. Pour egg mixture over top. I also like to add a layer that covers the top of the pie with additional cheese to give it a nice crust. Bake 40 to 50 minutes or until knife inserted in center comes out clean. Let stand for 5 minutes. Cut into wedges. And enjoy! I hope you like it as much as I do.
Hello everyone, the recipe that I made was the fluffiest vegan pancakes ever, and this recipe was taken from tasty.com, and it's a simple, quick and cheap recipe that you can rustle up at home. It's a great alternative to going out to eat, and my husband said that they were restaurant quality, so that's a good sign. So this recipe uses extra baking soda to make sure that the pancakes have that fluffy texture. Often in vegan baking, things can have trouble rising or binding, but this was definitely not the case with these pancakes. So the recipe calls for flour, salt, baking soda, and sugar, and then apple cider vinegar, vanilla, and milk. and you basically mix the dry ingredients, slowly add the wet. It forms a batter which you then pour into a pan heated over medium with some oil, and when the pancakes start to bubble, you flip them and then serve with the toppings of your choice. These pancakes are absolutely delicious, cannot recommend enough.
Hi everyone, my name is Lloyd with the Tomball Library, and the recipe that I have is a matcha green tea cheesecake. You may be wondering, why matcha green tea? The reason is, I'm a weeb. The big difference I've done is, instead of graham cracker crust, I'm using a shortbread crust. The reason is, this reminds me a lot more of the matcha green tea Pocky that you might see in stores, and I'm trying to emulate that flavor a little bit. Also of note, I ran out of cream cheese.
Hi everyone. As you know, dessert is the most important meal of the day, so I just wanted to share with you one of my favorite dessert recipes. It's quick and easy, and most importantly, it tastes great. So, hope you enjoy.
Thank you for joining us for the Baking is Making digital potluck. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter so that you never miss a future episode of Baking is Making or any of our other great online programs. And also don't forget to check out the digital recipe booklet down in the description so that you can learn how to make all of these fantastic recipes for yourself at home. Also, what do you typically bring to potlucks? This is my go-to, but I tend to swap things in and out depending on the occasion, so be sure to let me know so that I can switch up my routine. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!